So today's topic is about types of muscular tissues. Types of muscular tissues are divided into three types: skeletal muscular tissue, smooth muscular tissue, and cardiac muscular tissue. So these are known as striated muscular tissues and non-striated muscular tissues. And third type is cardiac muscular tissue. Our body is filled with connective tissue as we discussed, and bone, ligament, tendon, cartilage, blood. These will constitute the connective tissues. Likewise, muscles also forms the connective tissues. They are linked with connective tissues here in the manner that they provide strength, flexibility, and helps in body movements and locomotions. And these three types of tissues are important. The three types of muscular tissues are important for ninth class. Every year for essay 1, at least one type of muscular tissue will be asked in exam. Striated muscular tissues having mitochondria and striations. Cross striations are important. So if a muscular tissue is in the form of this, they have cross striations. So these will help to attach to bone very strongly, and this also helps in delivering the day-to-day activities very freely. From childhood, these muscular tissues will help for doing different kinds of movements: walking, crawling, climbing, running, jogging, these kind of works. And the first two types of muscular tissues are different. One is striated muscular tissue, the other one is non-striated muscular tissue. Striated muscular tissue consists of a bigger nucleus and a type of cells called as sarcolemma. The type of a cell consisting of bigger nucleus than in case of non-striated muscular tissue. And nearly 40% of our body is filled by striated muscular tissue, and these will help in voluntary action. That means the work what we are able to do in daily day-to-day life. And these cross striations will help a proper binding to the bone. Muscle will be linked with the help of this cross striations. Even in case of chicken meat, these cells we can see the cross striations, and the sarcolemmas can be seen, these kind of fibers. And the bigger one is known as mitochondria. For every muscular tissue, mitochondria will be present, and they help in energy supply of these muscular tissues. Non-striated muscular tissue will have prominent nucleus here when compared to striated muscles. And in case of non-striated muscular tissue, plasma membrane will be playing a major role since they are spindle shaped. This shape is known as spindle shape, having the bases are at blunt region, and these are in the broad region. So these kind of structures are called as blunt region. One time in ninth class exam paper it has been asked which type of muscular tissue is blunt or spindle shaped. That is non-striated muscular tissue. In non-striated muscular tissue, myofibrils are important, and this you need to remember. Then third type is about cardiac muscles, or otherwise called as cardiac tissue. This cardiac tissue will be having three parts: myocytes. Myocytes are the important cells of cardiac muscle tissue. These are present only in case of heart. That's why this is otherwise called as pumping tissue, the tissue which will help in pumping of blood from one part to another part of our body. Maximum these tissues will be having cross striations and intercalated discs. These will help to give strength of the heart and flexibility of the heart, which will help to continuously flow blood from by birth to the death of a organism. And these type of tissues are called as cardiac tissues, and tissues together known as cardiac muscles, and these will be helping in pumping of blood. And these kind of muscles are known as involuntary muscles, whereas these are called as voluntary muscles, and these are sometimes referred to as partly involuntary muscles. Cardiac muscles are called as involuntary muscles because they can do their work in our body without human effort. That means our volunteership is not needed for pumping of blood. And here in cardiac muscles, we can see broad and prominent nuclei. Nucleus is singular, nucleus is plural. And after understanding here three types of muscles here, striated, non-striated, cardiac muscles, there is an activity here, tabular column in your textbook. That tabular column you need to complete. So by using these help, by using this text here, it is supposed to call as these text you need to use, and by using these text you need to fill this tabular column. That means serial number 1, 2, 3 striated muscle characters you need to write here 1, 2, 3, and non-striated muscular characters you need to write 1, 2, 3, and cardiac muscle character 1, 2, 3 you need to write. With the help of this above text, that means starting from muscular tissue, you will be having a small activity, textbook activity. You need to fill this tabular column in your classwork. Then you will be understanding what is the difference between striated muscles characters, non-striated muscle character, and cardiac muscle tissues characters.